we are in different departments, so it was an appropriate relationship. Anonymous.
Oh, it just ends there.
Yeah, it's just done. It's the end of that.
It's like she got tired of her own story. This guy is so nowhere for me that I'm done talking about it.
You're listening to Don't Take Bullshit from Fuckers with your hosts Greg, Behrendt and Kane Holloway.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody.
Welcome to the show.
This is the third time we've done this today. It's hard to get it up for time 3, but I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Stoked.
Woo! Yes.
Woo!
We got all the fucking podcasting energy here to go. Not taking bullshit from fuckers. Guess what? Do you not want to take bullshit from fuckers? Do you need a crash course on it? Because we have a workshop coming up April 17th at 11 a.m. If you are at all interested in joining us, tickets are available at don'ttakebollshitfromfuckers.bigcartel.com.
Get them soon because we fill up. We don't.
Yeah.
We because we take the time to address all of everybody's problem.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets time.
Yes.
So we make so for that reason alone we keep them small.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So it it can sell out pretty quick. So get your ticket. Just get it now. Stop listening to the show and go get it.
Yeah.
The link in the show notes.
Yeah.
So go get a ticket.
We've made it incredibly easy. Yeah, and it is a fun time. So you have no reason not to be there.
And Natasha, with us. Did we ask Natasha yet?
I did. She's actually not available.
Well, she can go fuck herself then.
You could take your book and get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have time for us anymore now?
She's too busy.
Your book's on the Amazon charts, and all of a sudden you can't come visit?
In the top 100 in New York, she's up there, Amazon #1 bestseller. Okay. All right. Natasha. I'm not going to take her bullshit. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah,
I'm telling you that right now. All right, so I have some developments. I have a quick. I don't know how quick it'll be, but I have a thing. I had a thing that happened recently that I told you guys off air that I have a fuck buddy.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And that lasted all of 3 minutes. And then we became in a fuck relationship. Is that what you call it? A fuck relationship? It's
that sounds like something Dane Cook would say.
I gave her the Sufi. Now we're in a fuck relationship. Yeah. It's funny how it's kind of funny how she took off. Here's my, I'm up in Seattle for shows. I produce some shows out here or out in Seattle. I live in San Diego, and I'm also going to be producing shows at new comedy clubs. And I'm going to be a San Diego residential comic, but a comic. So I'm going to be all over the place. And while I was up in Seattle doing my shows, I met this girl, and I didn't want to waste her time hitting on her. She also says she doesn't date comics. So I thought
no problem there, buddy. You're in the clear. I've seen your act plenty of times.
It is garbage.
You are in the clear.
I might as well just be a word magician.
No.
She doesn't date comics, and I'm moving to San Diego, and so I wasn't gonna make a move. She did invite me out. She invited me out and said, let's hang out, because I've known her from way back when I was with Kelsey, and so I thought she was just like a friend. And I'm up in her place. She's a huge video game nerd. She streams and shit. And I thought, I'm just going to be learning about this new video game from this hot friend of mine who I won't make a move on because she says she doesn't date comedians. And I'm also moving to San Diego. So why waste her time? And then I was talking about hooking up with a girl who had she was like a really bad kisser. And I had to stop us in the middle of making out to say like, oh, I'm not feeling too hot. Let's not hook up. Because if the kissing is this awful, then it's probably not going to be a fun hookup. So I told her that, and she goes, how did she kiss? And I actually put my fingers up. I'm like, here, give me your finger. I'll try to like show you on my hand. Because again, I'm thinking we're just friends. And she's like, just show it on me. Just kiss me. And I was like, all right. And then we made out. And then she immediately stops making out with me to tell me she doesn't want a relationship. And she just wants a fuck buddy. And it's a perfect situation since I live in San Diego. And I was like, cool. And then I was up there for like 3 days. And all we did was get unclean for 3 days. It was a straight 3-day unclean festival.
Good. Okay. Solid.
And then, yeah, as we were laying around in her apartment, she was like, I think I want to rethink this whole thing. Instead of maybe just being fuck buddies, what if we actually started dating? Which felt like a real easy, because I really was starting to like her even before we hooked up. And so I just said yes. And so I went from
breaking so many hearts. There's so many listeners right now that we're going to slide into your DMs that are like, no.
Sorry, the Allen brand.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. It was like, and every single person I told, I was like, there's a barista down the street from my sister's place that I go to all the time, and we talk about hip hop. And she was like, how's your love life? And I'm like, I just got a fuck buddy. And she was like, oh, like I picked it up at the store. And she was like, that won't last. I told my sister, and every single one of them are like, I mean, if you guys like each other and the sex is good, then you guys won't be fuck buddies for very long. And I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And they were all right. Every single one of them.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like her. And so, and since I'm doing a second long distance thing, but it's a Seattle-San Diego long distance. So it doesn't feel that long. And I'm going to be up here. I'm going to be up in Seattle anyway. Like I'm going to be up doing shows back and forth, seeing my sister and the kids and stuff. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between the two cities. So I don't think it'll be that strenuous. Plus we're both super busy. So, that's the news on my front. That's what's going on with me.
Great.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, you'd be really proud of me how unclean I was.
No, it's repugnant. No, I'm repulsed by you. I'm repulsed by all of it.
You don't want to hear all the dirty things that were done and said in full detail.
No.
I'll never forget realizing how our relationship, you and I, are going to progress as guys. Because I remember when I called you the first time, I was like really unclean. I gave Greg more info than I didn't realize he didn't want. I just like kept telling him really graphic details. And Greg's like, Anyway, I gotta meet this girl at some point. How am I gonna look her in the eyes now?
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't even think about it. I was just all excited. I was just too excited. So
no, I get it. And I get the urge to want to tell that stuff because it's fun.
Yeah.
But you just have to remember how it is for the listener.
I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. If you jumped on the phone with me and were telling me about,
I said all that stuff about Amira.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I gotta accept a gift of sourdough bread from her. That would be really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
why doesn't Kane hug me anymore? So it was a lot of really fun, unclean for a few weeks now, almost a month of a lot of unclean and food. You know, the fuck, eat, fuck, sleep.
Yeah,
I did exactly that, and it's been really fun. Yeah. And we're gonna do that in San Diego too. Fuck, eat, fuck, sleep. A lot of in and out. So a lot of oniony smells.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Wow, good for you.
Thank you.
How can we never hear stories like that from Pat? What's Pat?
I know Pat.
Oh God, I did recently reactivate my Bumble, and yeah, I've got some matches.
Ooh, and
you know, once I feel comfortable talking to another human being, we'll move from there.
Sure. Have any of them reached out to you since it's Bumble?
Well, like oh God, now this is embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Months and months, probably when I first moved to Los Angeles, I was drinking a little bit, and I bought a lifetime membership to Bumble, which I then never used. Immediately chickened out of it. Immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get to see who likes me first.
Oh.
So then I get to decide whether I want to swipe back, and then I haven't gotten to that stage yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm rooting for you.
Too long.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's okay.
Look, I totally get it too, because anybody I met, no matter how nice the girl was, I met some really nice women on Hinge, and I didn't meet anybody on Bumble, but like even when you get to start talking to them and you get to know them, there's just something. I mean, maybe it's just me, but there's something about it that it doesn't feel tangible. It doesn't feel real. Like it feels like the NFTs of a relationship, because you started on a fucking app, so it feels like the Matrix. It just doesn't feel real. And so like when I met some of the girls, I'm like, I'm not as excited about this as I would be if we had met at a bar, like if we had met in some way other than this. So I get it.
If you think about that, imagine how hard Love is Blind is.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
I mean, you're talking to them, which is sort of visceral.
Yeah.
So you are actually you can hear their voice,
mm-hmm.
and you can talk in real time.
Right.
But not being able to see somebody is a mind fuck.
It really is. I mean, again, I do think that on the whole, that entire idea is a good idea. Getting to know somebody without having the pressures of the materialistic world on top of you is a great way to meet somebody and know if you can connect. But then you do have to factor in all that other stuff. I mean, Shake is a real piece of shit, but you still have to be attracted to the person that you're with, and if you're not, that's okay. The way he went about it, yeah.
But it does count for a lot what the person looks like.
Yes, it does.
You can't minimize that to like this superficial thing. Like it took me a long time to like somebody as much as I like the way Amira looks all the time.
Yeah.
Like the way she looks to me still matters.
Right.
21 years in, I just still find her gorgeous. To me, she's perfect. And
right.
And so it matters. That superficial part of it matters as much as I also enjoy her personality.
Yes. And that's such a big part of it, because all you have, that's why the dating apps, they do actually make a lot of sense, because, you know, at a bar or whatever, you're initially drawn to someone's style and their facial bone structure and how tall or short they are, and like everything about them
and
visually.
A vibe. I hate that word.
Right.
But everybody has a vibration, a way that they are in the world.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And if you're seeing somebody like being the center of attention, but also charming and bubbly and fun and funny and they're saying really insightful, smart things. So then you're just like, holy shit, I really dig this person. I want to talk to them. I need to be like around them in some way. So you're drawn to them by everything they're doing initially. And then it's time to figure out who they are. And then you hear their voice and you're like, yikes, that's the worst voice I've ever heard. Oh my God, that's their political beliefs. Jesus. Okay. A lot of those tattoos are right-wingy. I think I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, right-wing tattoos.
Yeah. A lot of star shapes. You know what I mean? A lot of like rectangle star shapes. I don't think I could be with somebody like that. And that's what I like about Love Is Blind. If then after they go, if they change the entire idea to, I want to start dating this person, and then they meet up out of the pods, I would like the show's experiment a lot more as an idea. Like I would accept the concept that it's an experiment more if they were just dating each other. But the fact that they have to rush to the altar, like stop telling me it's an experiment. You're trying to blow smoke up my ass. You're trying to sell me snake oil, because I don't buy it. Who the fuck wants to get married to somebody that soon in under these conditions? That's
yeah,
insanity.
exactly. Yeah. It's absurd. But we all know now that the marriage is a false flag.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
You can get out of the marriage, and that people are likely to do so. The
Right.
First season, it was a little bit more dramatic. The second season, you're like, well, they can just say no at the wedding.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Which you didn't know in the first season. So when they started saying no, you're like, oh shit, they can do that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm really excited for this new one Nick Lachey and his wife are coming out with, because this one seems even worse.
Hey, do you know that Nick Lachey and I, in 2005, were among a group of 5 men, I think it was 5 or 6, that were named Cosmopolitan's Fun Fearless Males.
What?
Yeah. Cosmopolitan's 5 Fun Fearless Males. And it was me, Nick Lachey, Terrence Howard, Brett Ratner, and Matt Dillon. And we went to a party.
Okay.
Where they gave us the Fun Fearless Award. And Nick Lachey was there. I mean, it was exciting to be in a room with Matt Dillon.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, Matt Dillon is a fucking hero.
Yeah.
Like, I love Matt Dillon, and he was such a big star. I really loved him. So that was kind of cool. Although he definitely is a ladies' man, let's put it that way.
Sure. Yeah.
But anyway, Nick Lachey had just broken up with Jessica Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to me, what should I do about it? And I said, write a good song. And then realized he'd already written songs he thought were good. I'm not kidding you. That's exactly what I said.
Yo.
And what I meant was, like, your Revenge is a successful career.
Yes.
The album of your lifetime. But I said, write a good song.
Well, you're not.
That shows you, A, how fun I am.
Super fearless. Probably one of the most fearless motherfuckers out there. Because I think the Greg now saying write a good song. No, I was gonna say the Greg now saying to Nick Lachey write a good song still feels like an insult. But to you today saying that feels like, wow, that's a big fuck you. But younger you, I can imagine you trying to be helpful and it coming out wrong.
Yes. That's what it, but the look on his face was like, what?
Dude, because you know what? Even if you were being a piece of shit at that moment, you're not that far off base. Nick Lachey's music is terrible. I can't remember a fucking tune he's ever written.
Yeah, none. No.
No.
He's better as the host of Love is Blind.
The only reason 98 Degrees is even memorable is because they were called 98 Degrees. I don't know a fucking 98 Degrees song. I know I know more that fucking Abercrombie and Fitch song. I don't know the name of that band, but I know that song. And I know 98 Degrees, but I don't know any 98 Degrees music at all.
I don't remember their jams at all. I don't remember their jams at all.
Yeah, you could play me a 98 Degrees song and then tell me to guess. I have no idea.
Nick Lachey was a really good-looking guy when he was in 98 Degrees, and he's still a really good-looking guy.
Yes, he's just puffier. He's just a puffier version of himself.
There's no way that man doesn't love scotch.
He has such a big booze head.
No. He and his wife both like to drink.
Oh boy, do they.
You can tell.
I bet you if you pricked him here, like under one of his jowls, just bourbon would come out. Like when you change your oil.
What else does he have to do but have a drink?
Oh yeah, I know. And now host a show. Because when you watch Love is Blind and I remember the first season, you go, I didn't know Nick Lachey was a part of it. I didn't know Nick Lachey remarried. I didn't know Vanessa Lachey was a person or that she was integral to the production team. I had no idea I didn't follow Nick Lachey's life. So when he pops up, you're like, holy shit, Nick Lachey is hosting this shit? Why? He's not known for having a healthy marriage. Why would he be hosting this? Then they just do the show. And it's not until they go to Mexico that you see Nick Lachey and his wife again. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Nick Lachey's in this. And that just happens.
Yeah, because there's really no host.
There isn't.
There's no need for a host except for the reunion show.
Yeah, it's really pointless for them to even be there because in the first episode, they're in there for maybe 2 minutes, maybe. And then the rest is watching the people find love, quote unquote.
But you know what they got paid for? Every episode.
That's insane.
Oh yeah, and now they've got 3 shows. They've got this one that's coming up where everybody where they have to, it was sort of like my old show where you have to decide whether you're going to move on with your relationship or not.
Right.
Except for then they make you date somebody else.
Yes.
It's insane.
I'm so looking forward to it. I can't wait. I'm such a dating show junkie now. It's crazy.
It's a dating show renaissance.
Yeah, yes, it's really fun. It's like I said in a couple episodes ago, this is my wrestling. I can't get enough of it. I've whittled down. I don't watch as many sports anymore. I've whittled it down to baseball, superhero movies, and dating shows. That's me.
Yeah,
that's my personality.
I'm F1 racing
Mm-hmm.
all the time, which is great because it's on almost all the year. Superhero, anything, pretty much.
Yeah.
And dating shows. I haven't watched Courtship or whatever it's called on NBC, the one where they go back to Regency era dating.
Oh, that looks absolutely god awful. That looks so stupid.
Yeah.
The concept is too much. Like they're spending too much money on their production value when then you break it down, it's essentially The Bachelor. So, but they need like a hook because people are giving a shit about dating shows again.
Yeah, but they like the Netflix ones.
Yes.
Everyone wants to see a train wreck.
I love a train wreck. I love it so much.
Hey, that's a perfect segue into our letter.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have the letter this week, surprisingly. Somebody wrote me. You can write me. Over on Instagram. So the person who sent this really wants to be anonymous.
Okay.
So dating a lovely guy for a couple of months. So we have a big night and I find shitty underpants in my bedroom. So I panicked and I put them in the trash. The next morning he's looking for them, telling his family that telling his family about not being able to find his underwear. I'm in my head like, shut up, they're full of poop and in my trash. So he keeps talking about losing them. So I pick them out of the trash, wash them, and tell him I found them in an obscure place and give them back. A few weeks later, I find another pair of stained underwear.
Oh, no.
I'm out, but I can't be because of the group plans at this stage. Also, Greg, I think Kane would be better with this one. I'm not okay. And then she writes, shitting your pants is not the vibe for 2022, right?
Okay.
And then she wants to know if this is a deal breaker.
Why am I the expert?
Then she sent me a follow-up and she said, I'm still going anyway. He's so sweet. Lovely, treats me great. And if it's not a deal breaker, do I just buy him black underpants from now on?
Oh, no.
What? No, you don't camouflage the shit.
Oh, no.
No, you got to have a conversation.
Yes, of course. You're not. Yeah, it's not like Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator where he's covered in mud and the predator can't see him. You know, it's not like that. You're not saving his life. You're gonna have shit. Did you learn nothing from the woman who peed on her boyfriend and said it was squirting, and now her house smells like piss, and she doesn't know how to tell him? If a man is shitting his drawers, you need to say, I think you have a dietary issue because I'm always finding shit in your drawers. What is going on?
Either that or he's hairy.
But like, she's making it seem like there's enough to see. Like, it doesn't feel like streaks. Like, you can miss streaks. You can misconstrue streaks as patterns on an underwear. But it feels like there's some tread.
Oh, no.
Like, it feels like there's a lot more that you automatically know there's shit.
Oh, boy.
I mean, it's a tough conversation to have either way.
Yes.
But I think I'd want to know.
I would absolutely want to know.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, he absolutely should know.
It's a consistent thing. He should know.
Yeah, you can't be running around. I don't want to be the smelly person in my group or in my crew. I don't want to be stinky. And so if I'm with somebody, I want them to tell me, you stink. Your breath smells. You're ripe. Take a shower. I mean, I'm going to be on top of that. I'm going to try to be on top of that as much as possible. But if for some reason we're about to walk out the door and I'm stinky and don't know it, I would want my girl to be like, oh yeah, no, you should probably brush your teeth or something. Like, just give me the heads up so I'm not blowing my hot, dirty breath on people. And the same thing if there is just hunks of shit in my underwear.
No, whatever it is, tell him to wax his asshole.
Yes. Get it taken care of.
Tell him to not leave his underwear around.
Yeah.
Like, just keep that private.
Yeah, bathroom stuff needs to be, yes, of course. Oh, he treats you so great. Great. That's awesome. And oh, he takes me on dates. Cool. What a lovely guy. But on the same token, eventually you're gonna get worn out by finding shit in his underwear. And it's just like, hey, can you clean up? And can you also, there's a lot of shit. Then imagine too, if these are streaks, that means that he's not wiping well enough. So like when you guys are fucking, he's just got a shitty ass. That's a UTI waiting to happen, baby. That is not a good idea.
Yeah, no, it's time to have a cleanliness chat.
Yeah. It's time to get it situated with your fella. Because, and also, you know, I mean, you hate to do it to somebody, but essentially if this is a turnoff, that needs to be, you're going to have a conversation about turn-ons and turn-offs, and cleanliness is such it's a difficult thing to say to somebody, but eventually you're just going to say it, and it'll come out more passive aggressive than loving and caring if you don't just say it now.
Throwing it away is like, that's the active, you're participating. The action is denial. Like just by throwing it away doesn't make the problem go away. It obviously hasn't.
No.
It wasn't a one-time thing where it's like, you know.
Yeah. He's having fucking bulgogi shits and not cleaning up well enough.
Oh, no.
And then you gotta tread lightly around that. Yeah. I mean, no, I mean, the levee's going to break eventually. I mean, the levee will break, and you will say something either passive aggressively or in a much angrier tone because you just want your guy to be clean. And the more comfortable you are around him, eventually you're going to say something. So I would do it now in the loving way to just be like, I find cleanliness really attractive, and also I keep finding your drawers filled to the brim with doo-doo and mud pie. Can you maybe think about also not leaving your underwear everywhere? God damn it, guys are disgusting. I mean, girls are gross too, but this is, I don't know a lot of girls that have streaks in their underwear, and that is an exclusively guy thing where women complain about their guys having just the worst hygiene for their asshole. Get a bidet.
Get a shave.
Yes, get a shave.
90% of it.
Go to the Pouch and Hammer.
When I had cancer and all of my ass hair fell out, it was beautiful. One wipe.
You're so lucky.
One wipe.
What a lucky boy you were.
Yeah. And after that, I was like, it's always got to be clean.
Mm-hmm. One wipe, man. I haven't experienced that since I was a kid, I think, because it'd be a mess. And
I'm totally done talking about this.
Are you?
Yeah. I couldn't be more done talking about it.
All right, cool. Well, hey, you know what? Good luck with everything, Anonymous, and
let us know what happened.
Yes, absolutely.
Follow up. We'll be right back.
This is the theme song for What Does This Mean song. The theme song for What Does This Mean song. We'll read a self-help quote, and they're definitely not memes. Memes are something completely different than quotes. Quotes are supposed to help you through all the bullshit in your life. And memes are like that poster of that cat hanging from a tree. And it says, hang in there, baby, or Monday. Am I right? Mondays, am I right? So if you can think of a different title, then we'll probably change it.
Yeah. What does this mean? We're going to get inspired or disgusted with some of these inspirational quotes. They're not memes at all. If you've heard the theme song, the well-written, cleverly produced theme song, that is the What Does This Meme song, you guys know what we're in for. We have some from some listeners on our Instagram, which you can go to a DTBFF podcast on Instagram. Sydney Lee King, our guest producer that was on, who lived out in Alaska, she sent one in that says, people in therapy are often in therapy to deal with the people in their lives who won't go to therapy.
All right, well, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact. I don't know that it's inspirational.
Not inspirational? Nope.
No, but it's a fact. It's a straight fact.
That's a straight up fact. That's all that really is. And we appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't go to therapy. I have a psychiatrist who I talk to every 6 months to keep me on my medications. But
Okay.
but I don't. I went for a little while last year, or maybe even before. Yeah, I think actually before. God, it's so funny how quarantine really was like a lot longer than I remember it. But it wasn't helping me very much.
Really?
Yeah, I found that.
That's interesting. I found therapy. I mean, yeah, it doesn't always work for everybody. Just the same way, like Royce the 5'9", who's a rapper I follow. He's sober, but he doesn't do AA. He's like I get it and I understand the concept, but it's just not for me. But I really love therapy, so he'd rather do therapy than the group dynamic that is AA. He just like it doesn't hit for him. So I guess like, you know, some models of help aren't for everybody, for sure. I found a lot of help in therapy. A lot of things were like unlocked in my brain, a better understanding of myself, and then that helped me understand people and kind of lose that wall of mistrust that I have for other people is sort of gone. I give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt rather than you know, keeping people at a distance. I mean, obviously I don't give it to just anybody, but I'm much more willing and open to, I work harder on keeping relationships now than just being fine with losing them. You know what I mean? That are important to me. I was good with losing anybody. I could give a shit. I had the "you can't fire me, I quit" mentality with every aspect of my life. Social, dating, work. I'm like, fuck you guys, because I didn't want to be hurt at all. And so I kept a lot of people at a distance for my own safety. And then going through therapy helped me sort of, and also AA and therapy, a combination of that helped me live a lot more honestly and be a lot less concerned with people's thoughts and ideas of who I am, because realizing that I have no control over other people's thoughts of me is a very liberating feeling, because it's like, oh, they don't like me and I don't care. What a great feeling.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think it probably has to do with the therapist.
Sure, too. Yeah.
It has a lot. I mean, not think it does. It absolutely has to do with how good a therapist or what your relationship is with the therapist.
Yeah. For sure.
Like I was just being heard, but not really being. I wanted a little bit more of what I got in AA, which was some guidance, and some direction.
Right.
I wanted to sort of attack the things that were bringing me down. I liked the sort of instruction that I got in AA, and I understood and sort of welcomed the 12-step program, which is, used for a lot of things other than alcohol, and can be applied to a lot of other things than alcohol.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also getting a group of guys, a group of people that understand exactly what you're going through is always a nice form of therapy. So like just to even be on a text thread with somebody who knows your history and they use that as a way to like check up on each other. Like I got a group of sober comics that I talk to, and then I talk to you guys, and then I have my sister, and like I have a lot of people that not only check up on me, but I check up on them. And so it's nice to have that. It's just nice to finally feel like I'm living the best of both worlds, because I've always sort of wanted to live that sort of like gypsy life of sort of being a nomad that just crosses the country and has like I'm a man without a country essentially, and then but also be a part of a community. Like I finally want to feel like I'm a part of a community, and I think I've curated my life to be exactly those two worlds. And they seem to be molding pretty well. Like I'm in a very, very happy place.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, that is sort of the part. I mean, when we break it down, that is sort of the point of the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
You feel like, oh, these guys get me. They understand what I've been through, or they have some experience in it, or you share with us stuff and help us out.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love hearing from you guys. There's a lot of
our workshops. Sometimes I get stuff from the people that attend.
Yeah, the workshops are not only helpful for everyone that attends, the ticket holders and stuff, but we get a lot out of it. And then we also, that's what's fun about our Discord. That's what's fun about, like, I would call them friends, people that have come from the show and then hit me up and we talk about dating or music or whatever. Like I've, friends all over the country now.
That must be nice.
A lot of similar interests. There's a lot of millennials that listen to the show, Greg.
Oh, I get it.
That's me. And then Gen X, the Gen X part of our listenership are terrible texters. Okay, I'll just say that. So the reason you don't hear from the Gen X side is because you motherfuckers don't text each other.
It's true.
They're out there and they love you. They're just not going to tell you.
That's fair enough. I don't tell anybody that I love them. I listen to 4 or 5 podcasts religiously, and I would never write them.
I know. That's true. Yeah, I feel the same way. Kikiana sent one on the Discord that says, "Oh, to have your back cracked by Andrew Garfield," and it's a picture of Emma Stone's dying. It's Thwip Snap dead, essentially.
Man,
it's fucked up, man.
That's amazing.
Fucked up, bro. Oh man. I posted the fact that the Batman, the Waynes were shot in 2001. They could have been seeing Zoolander, and then I posted that on Instagram, and I got a comment that said they also could have been walking out of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, which would have been even funnier. Okay, I have 2. One I like and one I don't like.
Okay.
Always remember someone's effort is a reflection of their interest in you.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I get it.
Yeah.
What's really interesting is I'll read you the one I have.
All right.
Normalize seeing someone's lack of effort as their lack of interest in you, regardless of what they tell you.
Oh. Wow. What are the odds?
It's the flip side of the coin. It's their effort or their lack of effort.
Yes, and their words therein.
Yeah.
Greg and I are in the same wavelength today.
Yeah.
I
don't think either of those are great.
No.
I've got one here. If it wasn't your destination, it was preparation.
If it wasn't your destination.
That sounds like something Will Smith would say.
Yeah. Right before he slapped you and gave an awful acceptance speech. What a dick.
Oh, you mean the acceptance speech where we normalize violence as love?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that moment in King Richard when he slapped John Bernthal's character. Remember that moment? Remember when King Richard assaulted everybody that made fun of Venus and Serena's talents? Yeah, I remember that scene.
I love that he then compared himself Richard Williams is his own thing and not really a great guy to investigate it. A little bit of whitewashing in that movie.
Sure.
But to then suddenly make Richard Williams also an abuser by saying, I'm just like Richard Williams.
Yeah. I have one. I don't like it at all. Maybe I was in love with a dream that was never meant to be mine.
Yeah.
Well, good night.
Yeah. What is that? The fuck is that? Because I found it on Instagram and I wrote in the search engine inspirational quotes on Instagram, which I go there sometimes. And I'm looking at this. Maybe I was in love with a dream that was never meant to be mine. So essentially an inspirational quote that's telling you to give up. Wow, so inspiring. And the picture is that somebody's holding a jar and they're letting stars out of the jar and they're floating into the sky. Everything about this is garbage.
It's garbage.
Absolute garbage.
My last one is, it's unrealistic to expect people to see you as yourself.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's unrealistic to expect people to see you as yourself. I mean, that's fair warning, I suppose.
Yeah. Not everybody's gonna get you. They're not gonna get you 100%. That's a hard feat. That's also very rare. It's a very rare thing to find, is someone who like you feel really understands you.
Yeah, but I don't know if I even believe that that's true. I think there are people who see me as myself.
I see you as yourself. That's why I don't call you all that often. He's not going to answer. I know this. He won't answer. I know Greg, and I accept Greg.
That's a trial answer.
Oh, man. Patrick?
I've got a couple here. I don't really like either one, but for different reasons. The first one is, the gap between the life you want and the life you are living is called mindset, focus, and consistency.
Oh, I hate everything about it.
Yeah.
That sounds like we're going to go play basketball.
In Westfield.
Do you guys like basketball?
Yeah, I like basketball.
Have you been watching the thing on HBO about the Lakers?
No, I'm gonna though. I haven't been able to catch up yet.
Yeah, I'm not a big I actually love sports movies.
Love sports movies.
Yeah, I love sports stuff. And and this is pretty good. It's very Adam McKay, but it's good.
Yeah. I mean, I was in love with basketball more in the 90s when Seattle had a team and I had someone to root for. But then, when they sold the team to Oklahoma because I can't even remember what that was about. But I'm like, oh, we can just sell our teams. We can just like sell a franchise that, is promising and popular. We can just sell that to a different city and fuck us. I just sort of fell out with the game of basketball for a while, but I still like enjoy it when I see it. And I really love a good inspirational story about a basketball team is always really good, because basketball just has that, like, there's something really poetic about a really great basketball story about like underdogs or the start of a team like the Lakers. The rivalry with the Celtics and shit. Like, that was a great era of basketball.
Yeah. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to check that out for sure. Okay, what was that last one you had, Pat?
Now, this other one that I have, I don't like this one because it's just schmaltzy. Let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile.
Your smile. Boo! Boo, boo. Yuck. Gross. Ugh. Ew. Fuck. Oh my God. Oh my God. I finished it at the same time. I knew it was ew. Fucking yuck.
Yeah, that's a horrible one.
Oh. Don't let the world change your smile. Punch yourself in the face. I hate that shit.
Let's go. We're going to go out on that one.
We're in segment 3, and I couldn't be happier about it.
I couldn't be happier either.
Oh my God, I'm so excited about segment 3. You have no idea.
It's always the best segment.
It's the best. It has everything.
It's worth waiting for.
It really is. We don't want you to fast forward through the show, but we're definitely glad to be in segment 3. Obviously, can you tell from my fucking energy in your ears? I'm right there. I'm in your ears. We got so much. We got Oh, it's not really a question. We got just a statement about something that Greg talked about in an episode, and Alan Brand needs a shot in the arm, and then we have a Reddit remix that is that Pat has said is pretty surprising. So I'm ready to get into it, and you can email us any question or anything, any updates that you want at dtbffpodcast@gmail.com. And we got one from an anonymous that says, right up top, Australian men is in the subject. It says, I can 100% confirm what Greg said in episode 118 about Australian men. I'm a grad student at a top 20 university in the US and dated an Australian postdoctoral research fellow that was recruited to work at the university from one of the top schools in Australia. Clearly, he is very driven. He moved to the other side of the world during a pandemic, just not when it came to dating. I'm a woman, 28. He is 36. The start of what I now call our companionship was great. He was pursuing me, complimented me, and was a real gentleman. But after some time passed and we were clearly exclusive, he never started a conversation about the status of our relationship or what he thought about it or me. He would enjoy being with me, but I was planning everything and driving him around since it would have been impractical for him to bring a car from Australia. There was always some type of invisible line he would not cross, and he became incredibly awkward. We became friends who made out. I can understand that there are cultural differences, but I thought things might be different since his brother is married to an American and his PhD is in psychology. Just completed his PhD and does research at a university, but is not a professor / member of the faculty. We are in different departments, so it was an appropriate relationship. Anonymous.
Oh, it just ends there.
Yeah, it's just done. It's the end of that.
It's like she got tired of her own story. This guy is so nowhere for me that I'm done talking about it. There was no question.
No question.
And also, you know, what I said about Australian men, I believe, was they stand next to you until you're going out with them. Which is what was told to me when I was in Australia.
Right.
By a woman. Now,
right.
I'm sure we have plenty of Australian listeners who are men who will counter this notion.
Sure.
And I don't mean to paint all Australian men as the same.
Sure.
This guy just sounds like a shitty boyfriend.
Yeah, what a terrible boyfriend.
Yeah.
I mean,
he doesn't. There's plenty of American men that do the same thing.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
It's called being a shitty boyfriend.
Yeah. You don't have to be from Australia to just be lazy. Lazy. That's just pure laziness.
This guy's just lazy.
Yeah. He just wanted to be friends who made out. Look, as someone who started out making out with their friend, I guess it goes in one of two ways. You start to date or it just ends. And I think for you, this guy just wasn't willing to do. I mean, also like you're picking him up and you're doing all these things, and he just doesn't have the wherewithal to go. Yeah, I don't think I'm into this relationship anymore. Yeah, just pure laziness.
Yeah, he's a lazy fucker.
I got a message on Instagram from our boy, the Alan Brand. The Alan Brand hit me up last night and said, Kane, a woman just started talking to me in a bar, offering me a drink and everything, and I freaked out. You should do that thing where you call me a dummy to stop fucking up and just talk to the pretty girl. And
It's
I
a
said,
little late, Alan.
yeah. And I said, stop fucking up and talk to the pretty girl. And he said, so the original pretty girl was stumbling drunk and had to leave before I could talk to her. But I did talk to another woman. So that's going to be a win in my book. I didn't ask for her number or anything, but baby steps.
That's too big. Ask for her number.
That's what I said. That's what I said, Alan. Ask for the number. Look, the worst thing you're going to hear is no. Absolutely. The worst thing you're going to hear is no. And it's not that big a deal.
No, because you didn't have the phone number before.
Exactly. You're not losing anything. You're not losing face. All you could do, and all you gotta understand too is if you are rejected, that's okay. And you just at that point you shift gears. There's nothing. You don't need to make it awkward or be weird. A lot of guys get like uncomfortable when they get shot down. Like, oh shit. Well, now what? Well, now how am I supposed to interact when I've shown all my cards? But at the same time, it's like it's just an interaction that happened that you can immediately go back to what you were doing. You know, there's so much pride in the concept of like, well, I put myself out there and she rejected me. So now this is just awkward. No, it isn't. No, it is not. Just switch back to what you were doing and go, oh, okay, well, I still think you're great. And I would like to keep talking to you. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Let's do the Reddit remix.
All right, Reddit remix. Reddit remix. All right. Woman I'm dating told me some hair-raising things about her past. Not sure how I'm supposed to proceed. Hey all, been dating a woman for a few months and we generally have a great connection, but a few things have come up that concern me a bit. She said that she's never been in a relationship more than about 8 months and that many of them have ended poorly. We had a few drinks and she even said that she used sex as a weapon. In one of them, not entirely sure what that means. Two of the things that she told me. One, she said she gave oral to a guy at a party before she was out of her last relationship, but while things were nearing their end. And two, she had sex with her brother's current fiance when they were on hiatus. Now, I'm by no means a perfect person, but these things really alarmed me and make me concerned about her integrity. What would y'all think in my position?
Well, those are some pretty big red flags.
Yeah.
I mean, she was willing to tell you, so she's at some level being honest, right? So you're trying to build trust through honesty. On the other hand, people tell you who they are. Just done that.
Yeah, and it seems like if I'm taking this guy at the context he's giving us, like at his word, if the way she told you seemed more braggadocious than the confession of a person she used to be, then I would say this is not someone to continue to engage with. I'd tell you, I would get out because they're not done wrecking shop. Like they're out to set fire to the world. And to fucking her brother's fiance, I mean, that's not cool. And
no,
you know, that's a line that we all think shouldn't be crossed, and then once it's crossed, that changes the dynamic in the relationship forever. And if they're not humbled by the shit they've done and a little more reflective, it seems like she's just telling you this shit to brag about it. It seems very braggadocious.
Yeah, Amira was dating a guy who they were like, he was like talking about his sexual conquests, and then included in that he had slept with his brother's fiance. Amira was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm immediately out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who brags about that?
People who brag about their sexual conquest, like the girl I'm seeing now was telling me that she goes on the date she's been on. She was like, before we met, she said that she was like, I started to think I'm not attracted to men anymore, because the dates I'd go on, it was just them talking about how much money they make, the cool things that they do, and all the women they fucked, all within the first few hours of the date. Are these guys saying, aren't I impressive? Look at all of these women I have slept with. Aren't I cool? And you sound like such a piece of shit. You sound like such a douchebag. Why don't you wait until you're asked too? Why don't you just wait till you're asked? Hey, how many people have you slept with? If you're comfortable with answering that question. Yeah, I have no problem. It's a lot, but if you're just coming out the quick, yeah, we'll have the filet mignon, the salmon. I fucked 45 people.
Yeah, the worst.
Yeah, she's a gigantic red flag. I would roll out, and this girl's got some work ahead of her if she even wants to do any of it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And only being in relationships for up to 8 months is not, I mean, I don't know. That is what it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being in a relationship a short time if it isn't going to work out. That just shows smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that part's not a red flag. It's everything else. Everything else she said that's, seems like someone who's on a real tear and is not sensitive, or even they could care less about using other people to satiate themselves. And I'd steer clear for sure. I would dump immediately. Get out of Dodge. Yeah. I think we've given some really good advice this episode. I don't know about you guys.
Oh yeah.
But I felt we're on top of our game this episode. We left some of the goofy at the door, and we're more helpful today.
Yeah, we were a little bit more helpful today. Yeah.
Yeah.
That won't stay the same.
No. No, you just happened to catch us on a smart day where Greg and Kane decided to be smart Greg and Kane instead of goofy, stupid Greg and Kane.
Yeah.
But don't worry, those guys are still around.
Oh, they're around.
Yeah. Well, that's the show. So if you guys are at all interested in getting in contact with us, you could do that at dtbffpodcast@gmail.com or on Instagram at dtbffpodcast. If you'd like to support the show a little further, we would love an iTunes review, 5 stars. Let us know how you love us and how you found us, and all that shit would be greatly appreciated. And we do bonus episodes on our Patreon, patreon.com/DTBFF podcast. You also, if you donate just $1, then you get the full show cut differently, and the video version of this show is all up there. And you can follow me on Instagram at Kane Holloway.
You can follow me at ckers.
I'm at DTBFF producer Pat.
Don't forget the workshop, April 17th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tickets are at don'ttakebullshitfromfuckers.bigcartel.com. And you can also call in the show. What's that number, Pat?
That number is 323-379-5544.
Don't take bullshit from fuckers.
Fuck 'em.
Hey there, if you like the show, you can find bonus episodes and more at our Patreon at patreon.com/DTBFF podcast. And then rate the show 5 stars on iTunes, because it's the right thing to do. All music by the Rating Monarchs, produced by Patrick Kelly.